Hello and welcome to the next tutorial on Java for loop. Now I'm going to explain what is array, and you will find that handling array is very much convenient using for loop. First let me explain the concept of array. There will be multiple tutorials on array and for loop. An array is a storage space for many data, for lots of data of the same type. Okay, let me explain what it is. For example, we know what is a prime number, a number which is divisible by 1 and that number only, but it has no other factor. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, they are all prime numbers. So array of first 5 prime numbers will be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. They are stored side by side. I will explain very shortly how they are stored in the computer. For example, array of first 5 Greek letters will be alpha, beta, gamma, delta and epsilon. Okay, and they are pronounced as A, B, G, D and E. For example, array of first 5 elements of periodic table are hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron. Now, arrays are always stored as index value pair. For example, every element in an array has a position. That position is called index, and that element, for example, in the case of elements, the first element is hydrogen, second element is helium. So these are the values. For example, in the case of Greek alphabet, the first value is alpha, second value is beta. So it is stored as index value pair. So I have drawn here in an array of first 7 prime numbers, and you see there is I have drawn the values. The values are the numbers like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17. The first element is called 0th element, second element is first element. So these are indexes. Java always starts from 0, not from 1. So this thing you have to be little bit conversant with. So first element in Java is always called 0th element, second element is called first element, like that. So whenever so this is how this array of first 7 prime numbers is stored. Now Java knows how many elements are there in this array, and it can be found out by using an attribute called length. So I will explain to you when I go to write a sample program. So this is what is called index value pair. The index is the position of the element, value is the actual value. Okay, now let me write a very small program which will explain this concept even little bit more from the perspective of Java. Now first we will declare an array of elements, and we will store the first 5 elements of periodic table into that array. So to declare an array, we have to know that what type of data the array will be having. This is since we will be having elements, so this will be of type string, because elements are represented by symbols. Here we will be storing the symbols, not the full name. So first let us declare the array. This will be an array of string. Any array has to be declared by the data type followed by opening close bracket, opening and closing square brackets, also called third brackets. So string open close square bracket, the name of the array is elements, and I am initializing the array while declaring the array itself. So first element will be hydrogen, second will be helium, third will be lithium, then beryllium, then boron, then carbon. So that means I am declaring the first 6 elements, so not 5. Okay, you can correct it by yourself, because I have initialized with 6 elements. Now this is how I declare the array. And what I will do is, now I will print these elements just to show you how this index value pair works, so that you get a good idea about it. So just as a typical for loop, initializing condition is I equal to 0. I will start from the very first element, which is the 0th element. Then I less than elements dot length. Elements is the array and length is the attribute. That means it will show how many elements are there. We should not use the length function. Length function will be length followed by open and close parenthesis, but here it is an attribute, so it should be length only. So I less than elements dot length, there is the final condition, and increment I plus plus, and here I will print each and every element. So system dot out dot print, then the each and every element starting with the first element. So follow carefully. Element at position, so I am here printing the index, but I am not printing 0 for the first element, because there is nothing called 0 position in the periodic table. It will be first, there is no 0 element, it is the first element, but I will be 0, so I am incrementing, I am adding 1 to I, so that it will print as first element. So element at position 1, so 0 first element will be I plus 1, that is position 1 is. Now observe very carefully here, elements, then open and close bracket, within parenthesis I am using I. That means for the first one it will be 0, for hydrogen it will be 0, for helium it will be 1. Whereas for printing the number of elements I will increase by 1, so that 0th element or hydrogen will be printed as first element. Look at it now. So element at position 1, not 0, 1 is hydrogen. So it is printing the position as 1, but printing the value from the index position 0. So this thing you need to understand very carefully. If you want, you can pause the video, rewind and look at it once again. So elements dot length is the length attribute which shows which knows that how many elements are there in this array, and till the last element it will print all the elements of the array one at a time. This is how the program works. Okay, now if you want, you can rewind this video once again and you can go through it once again, because there is a lot of concept I have discussed in this very small program, and which you will find useful every time you handle or write program using array. I will see you in the next tutorial more about array.